All right. So let's assume you went for an interview, and then on your CV you wrote that you were a data analyst. And then you said you are proficient in Microsoft Excel. So due to that, the hiring manager or whoever is in charge of the interview gave you this small data set to build a dashboard that the company can use to, make decisions. So you have been presented with this data set. Are you going, as a data analyst, are you going to insert a chart like this? You come to insert, and then insert a chart like this for the hiring manager to hire you. Are you going to do this? If you are going to do this, kindly let me know. Or you are going to do this, right? You are going to use the same data set to do this, right? To build this. So on this dashboard, we are showing what the formatted revenue. So assuming your boss is not someone who likes numbers, right? So when you watch here, you see that Dennis Abwaje, Emmanuel Ato, and then Eunice are there. They are what the sales reps that are, bringing the company less revenue, right? So you see, we are showing top sales reps and then what bottom sales rep. So currently, the option button is on what bottom sales rep. So you can also toggle to see what top sales reps. And then watch here. When you toggle, you see some line under it, right? When you toggle, you see some line under it. So when we come to top sales rep, we are seeing this line under this. Then when we come to bottom sales rep, we are seeing this line under this. So the colors are what matching, right? Perfect. And then when you come here, you see that we are saying, or we are summarizing everything like Eunice Ade, Emmanuel Ato, and then Dennis Abwaje generated 22 million CDs in maybe in sales, right, which accounts for 11.6% of the overall revenue, with Dennis Abwaje being ranked first among what the 12 sales reps, right? And then when you toggle to sales, top sales rep, we are seeing Richmond, Peter, and then Sarah generated blah blah blah, which accounted for 39% of the overall revenue. And then we are seeing Richmond Asari has been what ranked as what the first among the 12 sales rep. You see that. So this is what the full revenue. And then you can also toggle to see the formatted revenue. So instead of showing all the revenue, you have shortened it, right? And then this one, you see the percentage revenue, right? Perfect. So this is what we are going to use this small data set to build. So if you are interested in building this dashboard, kindly follow the channel, subscribe, like this video, and then share to your friends so that we can grow together. Perfect. Alright, so let us start with the analysis. So what I'm going to do is just select the chart and then delete the chart, right? Perfect. So watch, just follow me closely, and then you are going to understand everything that I'm going to do here. So here I'm going to add some extra columns to the original data set here, right? So just follow me. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the total revenue or the total sales, right? Perfect. Then we can bold it, Control B. Now watch here. So this should be the percentage rather. So percentage revenue. So because we already have the total revenue here, right? So we are going to show the percentage, right? Perfect. So in order to show the percentage, it's very very simple, right? So what we do is this number, right? This number divided by the sum of all these numbers, right? Perfect. So this number divided by the sum of all these numbers. And then what we are going to do is we are going to tap on what F4, right? The function key, the F4 key to lock it, because we are going to drag it down, right? Perfect. So let's close that and then hit enter. So when we drag it down, see we have this percentage now. Now what we can do is can go to control 1 whilst the percentage is selected, control 1, then we come to percentage, then we see two decimal places, right? And then we hit what? Okay. So now we have what? Our percentage. Perfect. Now let me change the font family to Calibri. Alright, so I think this is okay. Perfect. Now, since we have the percentage, right? Since we have the percentage, let us bring our label, right? Let us bring our label. Now, in order to bring our label, what we are going to do is we are going to first of all turn our formula bar here. So turn our formula bar on, and then also we are going to insert, go to the developer tab, come to insert, and then let's insert an option button. So the first one, let's draw something like this here. Perfect. And then what we are going to do is we are going to rename this to the first is going to be let's say formatted revenue. Then what we are going to do is, so if you want to select it, hold your control and then select it. Let's minimize it small like this. So we will duplicate, bring this one here. Then we are going to see this is our full revenue, right? Or revenue in full. So full revenue. That is control and then select and then minimize it. And we are also going to duplicate this one again and then put it here or place it here. And then we are going to see this is what our percentage revenue, right? So sorry, percentage revenue. Perfect. So let's make it small. Perfect. So now we can select any of them, right? You can select any of them. Now watch here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this and then go to format control. Now you see cell link. I'll select this and then link this here, right? I'll select this and then link this here. So I'll click OK. The moment I click OK, you see this is 1. Now when I change it to full revenue, it becomes 2. When I change it to percentage, it becomes 3, right? So I'll put it on full revenue and I'll give this a background. Let's see, some orange background here, and then the font is going to be white, and then I'll bold it. So something like this, right? Perfect. Now, in order for me to not always lock what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this one here. I'll come to my name box and then I'll name it as what? Option button. So option BTN, right? Option BTN. And then I'll hit my enter. So now if I go to any cell or any sheet, I can still reference this option button, right? Perfect. Now we are going to have our label. We are going to have our label. Sorry. So our label here. So we are all perfect. Now what we are going to write here is very important. So just pay attention to whatever I'm going to write here. So I will just come to my formula bar here. So select this place here and then come to my formula bar here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if the option button, right, the option button is equal to 3, right? You can also start from 1 or 2 or any number that you want to start with, right? Perfect. So I'm going to say if this option button or if this cell, the number in this cell is equal to 3, right? If it is equal to 3, what I'm going to say is I'm going to format the number or I'm going to format the revenue. So I'm going to say if it is equal to 3, then this number, right? This number. So if it is equal to 3, then it means it is what? Percentage, right? If it is equal to 3, then it means that you have selected a percentage. So we are going to see this number, right? This percentage number, comma. Then the format text is going to be double quote 0.00 because you have what? 2 decimal places, and then we bring our percentage, we close the double quote, we close our value if true, and then comma again. Now we are done with what? When we select it and then it is what? Percentage. Now we're also going to say if again. So this is what? A nested if, right? Perfect. So if the option button or the number in this cell, right, is equal to 2, then we are going to do the same thing. Test. Then this number, this revenue. So if it is equal to 2, it means that we have selected what? Full revenue. You see that? Perfect. So this number, right, comma, and then the format text. What do we want to format the text, or how do we want to format the text? We are going to say, we are going to format it when we will bring our double quote, and then we will say hash, comma, hash hash, then close our double quote, and then close our brackets, right? Perfect. So we are done with whenever we select full revenue, or whenever we select this and then the number is true. Now we are moving towards formatted revenue, right? We are moving to formatted revenue where you will shorten the, total revenue. Now watch here. Now this, I want to introduce you to a new function called the switch function, right? So the switch function works similar as the if function, right? Perfect. So what I'm going to say is switch, and then the expression is what? If it is true, comma. So we are saying if it is true, then the value, what value are we talking about? This value, right? And we are saying if this value is less than 1000, if it is less than 1000, right, then we are going to format it. So we'll bring our test function. We are going to format this number. So the value is what? This, comma, then the format test. How do you want to format it? Then we'll bring what? Our square, open, double quote, and then we say hash, comma, hash, hash, and then what do? We close it, and then we close our, what do you call it? The bracket, right? You close the bracket, and then we say value 2. Now, if it is less than 1000, this is the format that you want to give to it, right? Perfect. Now, let's see if it is less than 1 million, right? So let's say maybe 100,000, 200,000, 900,000. What do you want to do? So we are going to say that if this number, right, is less than 1 million, so the zero should be 6, right? So 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? If it is less than 1 million, comma, we are going to format it, and then we are going to say this number divided by what? 1000, right? If it is less than 1 million, then this number, this revenue divided by 1000, comma, and then the format text. How do you want to format it? You want to say 0.0, and then we close the double quotes, we close our brackets, and then we concatenate, or we combine it with what? The key, right? To say that this is what? Maybe 700,000, or maybe 700, 900,000, 800,000. So instead of rewriting the full number, we are going to write 900k, 200k. Do you see that? Perfect. So we bring our comma, and then we move towards the value 3, right? Default or value 3. Let me bring this one down. Perfect. So value 3. Now the value 3 is also going to be if this same number, right? So I told you the switch function works as the if function, right? If this same number, right, this same revenue, right, is less than, this time around we are going to write what? 1 billion. So the zero is going to be 9. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see that? Perfect. If it is less than 1 billion, all right. So we are going to say test. Then this number, the value, this number divided by, so we are going to divide it by what? 1 million. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 zeros, right? Perfect. So we are going to format it, bring our double quote, we say 0.0, we close the double quote, we close our bracket, and we concatenate it, or we combine it with what? Our M, to say this is what? Million. So if it is less than 1 billion, then it is what? Million. Right, perfect. So that is that. And then we are going to see default value, or so I think we have to close this. So if we are writing the last one, right? We are writing the last one, so we are going to see, then if it is billion, right? If it is billion, then we are going to see test, and then the value is this C9 divided by 1 million, right? So the zero should be 9. So you see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Comma, and then we format it. So we are saying 0.0, 0.0, close the double quote, close the bracket, and then we are going to we concatenate it with what? Our B, to say this is what billion. Although our number is not going to run into billion, but then should in case it runs into billion, we have a formula or a function to cover that. So we are going to close it 1, 2, 3. And then when we hit enter, see what is going to happen here. Alright, see what is going to happen here. Now, because the formatted revenue is selected, you see, now instead of we showing the full revenue, we are showing it as what? As this. Now let me, autofill it. Then you see what I'm trying to see. Now watch here. So this one 10 million, right? 10,511,734. Instead of writing everything in full, see you have shortened it to this, right? Now let's see when we change it to full revenue, you see this becomes the full revenue. When we change it to percentage, this becomes what? Percentage. Now this is a number, right? This is a number, but this is a test, right? This is a test. This is the reason when we, inserting the chart, we only selected this. Now watch it. When you select this, then hold your control and then select this. The chart that you are going to insert will not work because this becomes what? A test. Now let me show you. So go to insert chart and then insert this. You see, we are not seeing anything here because this, right, this label becomes what? A text, right? It becomes a text. Perfect. So this is what we are trying to get, right? This is what we are trying to get. Perfect. So in the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the top and then the bottom as I showed you in the introduction. So to get the top and then the bottom, what we are going to do here is, first of all, let's come here and then let's see maybe top sales rep, right? Perfect. Now watch here. I'm going to go this one, Ruby, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, right? Or this can come down a little bit. Okay, perfect. So we can say this is what this is a serial number, right? Anything that you want to write here, perfect. Now this becomes what? The sales reps or their names, sales reps, and then this becomes what? The revenue. Perfect. Now we can bold this one too. Perfect. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to write a large function, right? We are going to use the large function to return the revenue, right? And then when we are done writing the large function, we will use maybe something like the VLOOKUP, right? The VLOOKUP to return their names, right? Perfect. Or we should return their names first. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Okay, let's see. So the sales rep, their name. Okay, let's use the large function, right? Let's use the large function. I'm thinking. All right, so let's use the large function. So the large function requires an array, right? So we are returning it from this, total revenue here. So this is the array, and then F4 key to lock it because you are going to move this one down, right? Comma, and then the position is what? The first position or the first highest revenue. So when you hit it, enter, this is what we are going to get, right? So select this, come to home, copy the format, and paint it on this. So let's expand table like this. All right, so we have this here, right? We have this here. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use this number to return the names, right? I'm going to use this number to return the names. So this is what I'm going to do. Watch here. All right, so I'm going to use another function called index and match, right? So I'm going to use the index and match function. Now, whatever I'm doing here, right? By the end of this dashboard, you will be able to use some key formulas and functions in Microsoft Excel, right? So the purpose of this dashboard is to teach you how to use some of the key functions and formulas in Microsoft Excel, right? So you see whatever we are doing here, we are using what the functions, right? Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the index function, and then the array is that this is what I'm looking for, right? This is what I want to return. So this becomes my array, right? So F4 to lock it, then comma. Now the comma is, but first of all, let me extend this, right? So that the formula will not, cover this one. So this the index function. This the array is, this is the array, the what you want to return, right? What you want to return. So I want to return the names, right? Sorry for that. I want to return the names, right? Perfect. So F4 to lock it, comma. Then the row number. So what we are saying is that this number that we are looking for, what row can we find it, right? So instead of we manually typing the row, then we use what? We can use the match function to return the row, right? So let's bring this one here. And then match function, it says what is the lookup value, right? What's the lookup value? What value are you looking for? So we are looking out for this value. Then let's come up. We are looking out for this value, right? The 27 million here, and then the lookup array. So this 27 million at the top here, where can it be found? We can find it here. Do you see that? We can find the number here. So F4 to also lock it, and then comma. And then what is the match that you want? You want exact match or less than or greater than? We want exact match. So let's double click on this, then let's close it and then hit enter. So what we are doing here? So I just extended this so that this one will cover it. So when you copy it down, what is going to happen? Now it means that the 27 million, the sales rep is what? Mike Richard Asari, right? So let's find out here. So where's Richard Asari? So this is Richard Asari, and then its revenue is what? His revenue is what? 27 million. So the second highest is what? Peter AG. Let's locate Peter AG. So this is Peter AG. His revenue is what? 25 million. And then the third highest revenue is what? Sarah Tinkrine. And then Sarah's revenue is what? 21 million. So do you see that? Perfect. So this is what we want to get, right? Perfect. Now we are going to use the same logic to return what? The bottom sales rep, right? Sales rep. Perfect. So let's bold it. Now instead of we going back and then doing the same thing, I just copy this and then I'll paste it here, right? Now here, instead of we using the large function, we are going to use what? The small to return what? The list, right? Perfect. So the small, and then hit enter. When we drag it down, see we have what? The list amount or the list revenue, and then you see when we copied it down, the names also changed, right? The names also changed. So it means that the first lowest sales is what? 6 million. That's what for units are there. So let's see, 6 million for units are there, right? So the percentage also, see that, right? Perfect. So the second lowest is for Emmanuel Ato. So where is Emmanuel Ato? I see Emmanuel. So this is Emmanuel. So that's 7 million. And then the third list, sales is what? Dennis Agbaje. So this is what? Dennis Agbaje. Do you see that? Perfect. So this is what I'm trying to get, right? This is what I'm trying to get. Now, I'm not done, right? I'm not done. Well, what I want to do is I want to return the top, sales reps in this column, and then the bottom sales reps, they are sales in this column, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this is the top, and then this is what the bottom sales rep. You see that? Perfect. Now let us go together, right? Let us go together. So here what I'm going to say is I'm going to use the if function. So I'm going to say if this number, right? So option button, right? Option button. Okay, my bad. What I'm going to do again is I'm going to you see this is for top and bottom, but then this is for revenue, right? So I'm going to insert another option button, right? I'm going to insert another option button. So come to developer, insert option, and then we are going to draw this here. Then we are going to say this is what top. So for now we are going to name this as top. So something like this. Perfect. Now we duplicate it, bring it here, and then we are going to say this is what the bottom, right? Perfect. Perfect. Now watch here. The moment we do something like this, it means that this Excel recognizes this as a continuation of this. You see, this one is 1, 2, 3. This should be 1 and 2, right? Because this, option button is different from this. But then Excel, didn't doesn't know that, right? So watch here. When I select top, this one will become 4. So watch here. Do you see that? When I select bottom, this one becomes 5, right? I don't want to see it that way, right? I don't want to see it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'll just select this one, right? And I'll come here, still on developer, insert, and I'm going to insert this, a group box, right? This group box form controls. When I click on it, I'll group it like this. I'll select it like this. Do you see that? So I'll click here and then delete a group 6. Perfect. So it means this has been grouped, right? Now this is different from this, but then it's still, it's not working still, right? It's still not working. So you see now this is different from this, right? Perfect. So what I'm going to do is, this is linked to this perfectly. This is what I want. Now I'm going to link this to this place, right? So watch here. I'll select this, right click. I'll go to format control, and then cell link. I'll link it here. You see that? I'll hit OK. So now this becomes what? 1. Then this becomes what? 2. So this is what I want, right? Perfect. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'll select this, go to home, copy, and paste it on this. You see that? So this is 1, this is 2. Now I can write my function, right? Perfect. So what I'm going to do is, as I said, I'm going to return these numbers here, but then I'm not going to do it manually. I'm going to use a function to do that for me. So I'll say if this number, right? So watch it. We also have to give it a name, right? We also have to give it a name. So select this, come here, come to the name box, and then name it as what? As top bottom BTN, right? Enter. So this one, if it is 1, it is top. If it is 2, it is what? Bottom, right? Perfect. So watch here. I'll start writing my function again. So if this, so this means what? Top bottom BTN, right? Top bottom BTN. So if any of this is equal to 1, then if it is equal to 1, then we are going to use what? VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP. So now you see we've used a function, we've used the text function, we've used the large function, we've used the small function. So now we are using what? The VLOOKUP function. So by the end of this dashboard, or by the end of this tutorial, you are going to know how to use about 10 to 15 functions, right? Perfect. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe like and then share to your friends, and also turn on your notifications so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first person to see it. Perfect. Let's move on. So the VLOOKUP requires what? A lookup value. What value are you looking out for? We are looking out for what do you call it? This value, right? We are looking out for this value, right? So these names, right? Perfect. Comma. Where is the lookup table? So we are looking out for these names in this table. Do you see that? We are looking out for these names in this table. So see the table array. Now the table array becomes this. Do you see that? The table array becomes this. Now F4 to lock it. We didn't lock this one because we want to be moving down, right? But we lock this because when we are moving down here, we don't want this to move down. Do you see that, comma? And then what's the column index number? So now the what you want to return. Right? So we want to return the revenue. Now starting from this table, this is not part, right? Because we didn't select this. So starting from what you have selected, this is column one. Do you see that? The rep is column one, and then the revenue is column two. So what you want to return is can be found at what? Column two. Right? Perfect. So comma. And then you want exact match. Yes, we want exact match. So we double click on exact match. Yours will be 1 and 0. So make sure you select 0. When you close it, we close it again and hit enter. See, we are getting NA. Now the NA doesn't mean we are wrong. Now watch here. When I drag it down, you see this is the number that we are getting. Now let me copy the format, then paste it here. Now let me make it large. So it means the 25 million can be traced towards Peter. Now when you watch here, 25 million can be traced to Peter, right? 21 million can be traced towards Sarah. Now 21 million can be traced to Sarah, and then 27 can be traced to Richmond, and then 27 can be traced to Richmond. Do you see that? Yes. So we are not doing it manually because we want our dashboard to be very dynamic, right? We want our dashboard to be very dynamic. Now watch here. When I toggle to bottom, you see this one will disappear because we'll say false, right? We'll say false because we don't want in our formula we said if it is equal to 1, right? We said if it is equal to 1. Now this is not equal to 1, so that's why you are seeing what? False here, right? That's why you are seeing false here. Now instead of we to see false, can we say now let's edit the function, right? Let's edit the formula. Now you see we have what? The exact match, that's false, right? Comma. Now we can say we can close the VLOOKUP function, right? Let's close the VLOOKUP function, and when you hit comma, now we are what? Value if false. That's we are now on the if function, right? Value if false. Now if it is false, if it is not equal to 1, then we want blank instead of saying false, right? Instead of saying false, let's say blank, right? So when you hit enter, you see now it is saying false. Now when you toggle to this one, sorry, perfect. So now instead of saying false, when you toggle to bottom, you see nothing is showing, right? Nothing is showing. Perfect. This is what you want. But when we come to top, see we have this. Perfect. So now we are done with the top. Let's move on to the bottom. Now with the bottom, we are not going to use the top cells here. We are going to use the bottom cells here, right? Perfect. Now if you don't want to write the function again, you can just copy this, paste this one here. Sorry. Can copy this and then paste it here. Right. Now when you double click, you see this is selecting this. Now we can drag this one here. You see that? You can drag this one here, and then you can change this to what? 2. You see that? Perfect. When you hit enter, see nothing is showing, right? Nothing is showing because we have selected what? Top. Now let's toggle to bottom, and then you see what we have here. Now we are getting any here, right? We are getting any. Let's see what is happening. Now you see we didn't lock. Okay, we locked this, but this one is instead of we to select, or instead of we to select what do you call it? Yes, we are getting the same thing. If it is equal to 2, Okay, so you see the lookup value, right? The lookup value should be the name, right? It should be the name, not the number, right? So we are going to drag this one to here. You see that? Perfect. When you hit enter, see we are getting the number here. Do you see what is happening here? This is what is happening here. Perfect. So when you toggle to top, you are going to see the top. When you toggle to bottom, you are going to see the bottom. Perfect. Right, so I think for now we can start designing the dashboard, right? Perfect. So if you are still not subscribed to the channel, I will beg you to subscribe, like the video so that the YouTube algorithm will push this video for people to see it, right? So please like the video, subscribe to the channel so that we can all grow together. Thank you. So I'll double click on this and then rename this to data, and click on the plus, double click and then see this is our dashboard. So we are still in the interview room, right? We are still in the interview room doing this. Perfect. So I'll come to view, turn off the headline, the grid line, and then the formula bar. Right, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I am let me see what I did here. Perfect. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to insert, illustration, shapes, and I'm going to select this shape. So I'll drag this one here. Perfect, like this. You see that? Yes. So I'll bring it here in the middle. And I'll say control 1, and I'll say the line should be what? No line, right? We don't have to see any line around it. Now the fill color should be a gradient color, right? Perfect. So I think they already gave me what I needed, right? So if you want to see the color that we are using, so the first, we have 4 stops, right? So these things are called stops. So we have 4 stops. So the first one is our violet color, right? It's the violet color here. Perfect. And then the position is what? 0%. This one, the position is 39%. With this blue, 25% darker, right? Perfect. So I think same applies to this one too. The same color, this one too. Is, I think the position is 94, this is 68, this is 39, then the color is what? The 25% blue color. Now this, the transparency for the violet is what? Is 71%. So if you want to get the exact thing here, you can use that, and then you'll be good to go. So what I'll do is select the shape, Control D to duplicate, then Control 1. This time around, I'm going to get a solid color, right? This is going to be a white color. I'll cancel this, and then I'll make sure I'll reduce this, and I'll reduce this a little. You see that? Perfect. So I'll reduce it again like this. So please just take your time and then do it nicely, right? Because mind you, we are still in the interview room, right? Perfect. All right. So something like this is not bad. Something like this is not bad. All right. So this is what I want to get, right? So I'll just play with the roundness a little. Perfect. Now we can just go to our chart as our data and select the first 2, right? Don't select anything that you have added here, just select the first 2, and then we are going to insert the chart, right? Insert this chart, right? So you see this chart, we are going to what should I say, format it and then make it nicely, right? Format it and then make it nicely. So select, delete it. You see what we have here. So I'll just Control X to cut. All right. So before that, I'll just come here, make it like this. Right. Perfect. So see, I will select the bar here, right? I'll select the bar, or if you want, just select the chart, click on the plus button and check what data label, right? Check data label. But then we want, you see, the data label is selecting this, right? But we want the label to select this so that anytime we change it, it will reflect on the chart, right? So we select this, select the data label, right? Select the data label. You can do control one, and then you will be presented with this. So if you come here, just make sure you be on the bar here, right? You'll be on the bar. Now we will select, make sure this is selected, value from cells, right? Value from cells. Bring this one here, and then we will select this, right? Perfect. So when you hit OK, see they are now two here. So what we are going to do is we are going to deselect the value here, right? This value one here, you are going to deselect it. So make sure this is deselected. Then now see what we have here. Now watch here. You see now we are on the percentage, right? When I check full revenue, see this one is changing, and I check formatted revenue, this one is changing, right? So I'll just be on the percentage, and then I'll be good to go. So I'll just cast it, Control X, and then I'll paste it here. Do you see that? Perfect. So I'll come here, drag it here. Do you see what I have here? Perfect. Now we are making progress, right? So I'll select this, Control 1, and then what I'll do is I'll reduce the size to maybe increase the bars, right? Increase the bars. So let's do something like 70. Do you see that? Perfect. Now you see we have some line around the chart. So I'll select it, Control 1, and I'll say no line. I'll say no fill. Right? Perfect. So we are making progress. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the chart like this, right? Select the chart, right click, and I'll go to select data. Now it's time for us to select our top and then what the bottom, toggles, right? So select data, it will bring you here, right? It will bring you here. Let's come here. The only thing that you have to do here is just click on what? Add, right? Click on add. So when you click on add, it will bring you back to the dashboard. What we are going to do is you go back to the data, and then you will select, this is what we are going to select, right? So first of all, let's select the bottom because the bottom is selected. So the series name is going to be bottom, and then the series value, make sure you clear everything here, and then you select these values here. Do you see that? Now when you hit OK, then we hit OK again. You see we have the bottom here, right? Now we don't want all the two to show, right? You don't want all the two to show. So what we can do is select the label or the bar, Control 1, and then you see the series overlap is on what? -27%. Just make sure it will be on what? 100%. Do you see it here? Perfect. Now we are going to do the same thing for what? Top. We are going to do the same thing for top. So we will toggle so that you see the top here, right? Perfect. So let's select the chart one more, right click, and then go to what? Select data, right? Select data. So what we are going to do is we are going to just click on what? Add, and then it will bring us back here. Let's go to the data, and then we are going to select this top here, right? Now when you come to the series value, make sure you clear everything here, else you get an error. So whilst it's empty, now you select from the number top one to the bottom one, hit what? OK. Now you see the top has been also selected for us. Click on OK. Now you see what we have here. Perfect. You see what we have here. Perfect. Now this one, it didn't give us the 2, right? So when you come here, you see we have the 2. Do you see that? We have the 2. So we make sure it will be on what? 100%. Now we close it, and then we are good to go. Now you see you have some dash here. You have some dash here. Select it and then hit what? Delete. Right. Perfect. So when we go to toggle, when we toggle to bottom, come back, we also have some dash here. Select it and then what? Delete. Oh, sorry. So perfect. This is what we have here, right? This is what we have here. So toggle. So do you see that? Perfect. Now let us play along with the colors, right? Let us play along with the colors. Now the top is selected, right? Top is being selected. We will select this one, right? The top, control 1, and then we will come to color. We are going to use a custom color. So we will come to more colors, and then here under custom colors, you are going to say this one should be what? D2 8 3 2C, right? So this is our orange color, and then you say okay. Do you see that? Perfect. Now let's go back and let's toggle to bottom so that the bottom will be selected. Now this is our bottom, right? So select the bottom like this, the bottom bars like this. Come here, come to more colors, and then this is going to be maybe our red color, and then we are going to say EC1802, right? EC1802, and we are going to say this is what okay, then we are good to go. Now we don't want this blue color, right? So we select all the bars. So if it is not a top or if it is not bottom, we are going to see. So make sure this blue is selected here, and then we are going to select this. I mean light, dark, is it gray or black or whatever? You see that? Perfect. So let's see if you can use this. This is too light. Something like this is not bad, right? Perfect. So you see, we are gradually making progress, right? We are gradually making progress. Now, how can we? I mean, bring. How can we do this? Now, watch here in my in the completed version. See, when I select formatted revenue, this black changes to blue, right? When I select full revenue, you see, it also changes to blue. And then when I select uh, percentage of revenue, it changes to blue to say that this is we are on what the active one here. You see that? Then when I change this to bottom, you see this one also changes to this, right? Perfect. So let us do the same thing here. Now, in order to do the same thing, I'll just add a new sheet, and I'll rename this as what? I'll name this as what? Formatting or format. Perfect. Now, when I come here, I'll say this is what maybe our formatted revenue. I'll hit enter. Just come down a little, and I'll say this is what our percentage revenue. Enter. I'll come back down a little, and then I'll say this is what our full revenue. Perfect. Now watch here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and then I'll say wrap test. Do you see that? I'll say wrap test. Or if you like, select all the three at once, right? And then see wrap test. Do you see that? Perfect. So I'm going to make this one big. I will say, okay, let's see, they should be in the center like this. Right, perfect. Now, I think I like the width. It's okay. Now with the height, I'll right click on this. I'll go to row height, and then maybe I'll do something like maybe 35, right? And then or maybe 32, right? And I'll hit enter. I'll do the same thing here. I'll say 32. I'll hit enter. Is it 32? All right, it's 32. Then I'll do the same thing here. The row height should be what? 32, and then I'll hit enter. Now you see what we have here. Now I'll give it a background color. So this becomes what? The formatted revenue is it 1? So formatted revenue is 1. Full revenue is 2. So formatted revenue is 1. Full revenue is 2. And then this is what? 3. This is just something for you to know that, to know the numbers, right? So I'll select this, select this, select this. The background color, I'm going to use this. Then the text will be this, and then the font family is going to be our Calibri body, something like this, right? Perfect. Now watch here. What is going to happen here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to reference. I will select maybe somewhere here, somewhere here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do equal to, and then I'm going to reference the option button, right? And I'll hit enter. So now whenever this one changes to maybe 2, this one too will be 2. You see that? Perfect. So I'll give it this background, right? And then bold it, right? Perfect. So this is what I have. Now I'll select this, right? I'll select this and then watch here. What I'm going to say is I'm going to use a conditional formatting, right? I'm going to use a conditional formatting. Now with the conditional formatting, uh, okay. Before that, I'll say show this so that I'll see the, I'll go to conditional, I'll be on the home tab, I'll go to conditional formatting, I'll say, is it highlight? Okay, I'll say new rule, right? I'll say new rule. The new rule, I'll check, use a formula to determine which cells to format. So I'll select this one. And then when I select this, I'll say if this number here, right, is equal to, let me start with 1, right? If it is equal to 1, then we are going to format it. We are going to see the font color. Okay, the font is okay, but the fill color is going to be our blue color. So this is our blue color, right? Perfect. Now border, I'm going to say none. The font color should be this regular color, right? Perfect. And I'll see. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll say okay, and then I'll see. Okay, let me format it again. The font color should be white, right? This white, perfect. So fill color. This is how it's going to be, and then I'll say okay. Now because this is 2, it didn't respond. Now let's change this to 1 and see if it will respond. Now you see that because this is 1, this changes to what? Blue. Now we are going to select this and then do the same thing, right? Perfect. So go to conditional formatting. You can go to manage rule and then you can say new rule and then you choose use formula. This one you are going to see if this is equal to, we said 1, right? This is going to be 2. If it is equal to 2, we will format it. We say the fonts should be white, regular, no border, then the fill should be what? Blue. Hit OK, and then hit OK, and then hit OK. Now when you change this to 2, it will respond. Watch here. When I change to 2, sorry, you see this becomes what? Oh sorry. Okay, I select right. Sorry. This should be 3, right? This should be 3. So you see this is 1, this should be 2, and then this should be 3. So let's go and then manage it or change the rule, right? Edit it. This if this is 3, then we use this formatting, right? Now you see this is 2. So when you change it to 3, this becomes what? Blue. Now watch here, this is 2, right? When we change it to 2, nothing happens, right? Because you have not given this a condition. So we select this, go to conditional formatting, manage rule, and then we say new rule, use formula. You select this if this is equal to 3, right? Then we format the fill color is blue, no border, that's none. The font should be what? White with what? Regular, font style. So we click OK, and we click OK, and we click OK. Now you see, now when it is 1, this changes, right? Watch here. When it is 2, okay, this didn't change. Now, okay, let's manage it. Okay, this is 3, but this is 2. Okay, let's edit it. This should be 2, right? Because this is 2, right? Okay, and then okay, so this response, right? Now when you change this to 3, think you see now this is 3, right? Perfect. So this is what you are trying to get, right? This is what you are trying to get. But then watch here. I'm going to Because of time, what I'm going to do is I'll go to my previous one or the completed one, and I'll copy this shape, right? It's nothing new, it's nothing new, it's just a shape, right, and then I'll bring it here. So it's just a shape. If you want to know how I did this, I just came to insert illustration shapes, and then I chose this, I brought it here, I said control one, I said no fill, no line. But you see, when you say no line, this one will be hidden. But you see this, we have some shadow around it. So select this. Okay, so it went back. So you will say bring to front, right? Oh, sorry. Select this shape, right? And then you see, sorry, right click, bring to front, right? Now when you say no line, see this is hidden. Oh, this is hidden. Alright, so what we are going to say is you are going to go to shape format, go to shape effect, go to shadow, then we are going to use this shadow, right? And then we are going to what do you call it? Play along with the shadow, right? So hover on shadow, come to shadow options, then we are going to place this at what? Maybe 90. Perfect. So this is how I did this, right? So we are going to say no line, sorry, no line, right? Perfect. Oh, sorry. So this is how I did it. I just brought the shadow, right? Perfect. So I'll bring this one here. I'll make sure I turn off the formula bar. Okay, the formula bar is already turned off. And I'll say auto hide. So I'll bring this one here, position it here. Now, watch here. We cannot bring this one on the dashboard, right? If you want to, maintain the color. If you want to maintain the color, this is what we are going to do. First of all, we are going to bring in the format ref because this is one, right? So I'll select this and then copy it. I'll come to the dashboard and I will select a cell, right? Not the shape, a cell like this. Now, while the cell is selected, I'll right click and then I'll hover on paste special and I'll see linked picture. So I'm pasting it as what? As a linked picture, as a picture. So when I select it, you see this one is here, right? Perfect. So I can position this one here. You see that? Perfect. So we are going to do the same thing for the two. Sorry. For the two, right click, or you can just Control C to copy. Come here. So I come to the dashboard. Select a cell, not a shape. Right click, paste, hover on paste special, and then paste as what? As a link picture. So this is what I have here. Paste this one through here. Perfect. And then we are going to bring in the last one. That's what? 3. Select this, Control C, come to dashboard, select a cell, right click, paste as what? As a link picture. Sorry. Let's do that again. Copy. Come to dashboard, right click, paste as what? As a link picture. Perfect. Now you can bring it here. Do you see how I did it? It's amazing, right? So you can move it here. Now, if you want them to be, aligned properly, select all of them, come to, picture format because it's a picture, align it to the top, and then distribute them horizontally, right? So that the spaces between them will be the same. Right? Perfect. So now you ask yourself, how do we select, right? How do we select? Now, what I'm going to do, I'll come here, select all these things, and then I'll cut them. I'll come to the dashboard and then I'll paste them on the dashboard, right? So I can bring them here. Now, because we have formatted revenue here, what I'm going to do is I'll select this and then I will delete the formatted revenue that I've written here. And then I'll minimize this. Do you see that? Perfect. Then I'll bring this one to the top like this. Perfect. So this is how I did it, right? This is how I did it. So now we can select. Do you see that? So now, because we brought it here, I think the selection has, it has changed, but don't worry, we are going to correct that. So this one too, right? Hold your control, select it, and then delete everything. So this one is going to be what? Full revenue. We position this one here. Perfect. And then we are going to do the same thing to this, right? Control, then delete everything. That's what percentage revenue. Bring everything here. Perfect. And then you position it here. So same way, if you want to position it well, select it, come to shape format, align them to the bottom. Right, perfect. So this is what we have. Now, what is happening? Now when we select, so this should be 2. When we come here, it's showing us 3. Okay, it should be 3. Now this should be 3, right? Okay. Now let's see what is happening. Now when we choose this should be changing, right? So right click, format control. Okay, you see now this the cell, it's the link changed and then it has been linked here, right? So we are going to what do you call it, correct it. So select this one and then come to data and then link it here, right? Hit OK. Do you see that? Now it means when we change it, the blue changes to this. When we change this changes to blue. Do you see that? Perfect. This is what we have here. Perfect. So we see it is also changing. Right. Perfect. Now we are making progress. Right. We are making progress. Now let's bring in the top and then the bottom. Right. So I'm going to also select this, copy. As I showed you, this is just a shape. Paste it here. Right, so something like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'll go to home and then come to find and select objects. So I'm going to select this ones. I'm going to push it here. Right, do you see that? Perfect. So this is amazing, right? Perfect. Now when I come to data, now watch here. Now you see this has been grouped, right? This has been grouped, so we have to make sure we don't change the group. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'll go to home, find and select object, and then I will select this. Right, so I will just cut it and then I will come here, select the shape, and then I'll paste it in like this. Okay, so I'll bring it here. Perfect. So watch here. This is what I have, right? So when I select, top, see it is not showing anything, right? It's not showing anything because the cell link has been deleted. So what we are going to do is, before we correct the cell link, let's hide this black label here, right? So what I'm going to do is I can duplicate this. No, let me insert a new shape. I'll go to insert illustration shapes and then I'll bring in this shape. I'll drag it on it like this. Do you see that? I'll select it and then I will do Control 1. I'll say no fill, right? But then the border, I'll use a white border. Do you see that? And then I'll make the width maybe 4, right? So that it will cover the black shape. Do you see that? Perfect. So this is what I have. Perfect. Now I'll bring in a data label. Sorry, text box. So I will come to insert illustration shapes and I will insert this text box, right? I'll bring it somewhere here. Then I'll see top sales, enter, then see rep. You see that? So I'll select it, make it like this. Then I'll see, when I come here, I'll see okay, Control 1, and I'll see no line, no fill, right? So this is what I have here. Perfect. So I'll select it, come to home. I'll say it should be at the center like this, right? Perfect. So I can position this one here. This, okay. This should come down a little. Right. So something like this. Perfect. So I'll position this one in it like this. Then the shape, the font color should be this black. Sorry. Perfect. So this is what I want, right? This is what I want. Now I can select this and then remove the top so that we'll be left with only the option button like this, right? Perfect. So this is what I want. So I'll duplicate. I think let me bring this one down a little. I'll duplicate this, Control D, position it here, and then instead of top, we are going to see bottom, right? And then when you come here, the sales rep, you are going to make sure it will be on the same page as what, or the same line as what, the sales rep, right? Perfect. So I'll select it, delete the bottom so that we'll be left with only the button like this. Okay, perfect. So this is what I want, right? Perfect. So you see we have this, but then you see nothing is happening, right? Because it means that the cell link has changed, right? So what I'm going to do is right click, format control. So this one is not properly linked, right? So I will come to data, then I will link it to this, and then I'll say okay. Now you see when I say bottom, now it is responding. Do you see it? Perfect. So this is how we are going to amaze or surprise the the interviewer or whoever is in charge of the process, right? Perfect. Now we are not done. Let's have some color at the bottom here. So watch the completed one. When I toggle to top sales, you see you have what the same color beneath it like this. So bottom, see we have red beneath it like this, right? Perfect. So let's do that, right? Let's do that. Now we will come to format. Then let's come here. We are going to say this is one. The same thing. This is what two. You select this. Then we are going to say okay. Let me bring this one down. All right. Perfect. So this is what we are going to say. Before that, let's also link equal to link the top and then the bottom option button like this. Right, perfect. Now I'm going to copy the format. Sorry, paint it here. Perfect. So what we are going to do is select this place, right? So the one and two is just there to know that this is color one, this is color two, right? So select this place, right, and then come to conditional formatting, new rule from formula, and then you are going to see if this one, right, if this cell is equal to one. So if it is equal to one, then it means it is what top, right? It means it is top. So the font style is going to be regular. The okay, we don't want the font, we just need the fill, right? First, let me say no border. And then the fill, you go to more colors. We use our top color, right? We use our top color. So the top color is what? D2832C, right? There's the top color. You see okay, then you see what? Okay, then you see okay. Because this is one, you see the color. Now you come here, right? You do the same thing. New rule from formula, you select this. We are going to say if this right? This cell is equal to 2. The number in this cell is equal to 2. Then format it. Then the border, you see no border. The fill, more colors, custom. We are going to use the red color for the bottom, right? So this is EC1802. Do you see that? Perfect. So this is our red color. See, okay, okay, then okay. Now watch here. Because this is 1, you see nothing happens here. Now watch closely. When I change this to 2, watch what is happening here. You see it changes to red. Now you see nothing is here. But then when I change this to 1, means we are going to have this. Do you see that? Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this is minimized like this. Do you see that? So I right click, row height. I'll say maybe this should be 6. I'll hit enter. Do you see that? Perfect. So I'll do the same thing to this. Do you see that? So right click, row height. I'll say 6. Then I'll hit enter. So I think 6 is too much. I'll do maybe 4. Alright, let's do 4. 4 2 is too small. Let's do 5. Alright. Oh, sorry. Sorry, not this one. Let's do 5. Okay, 5 is okay. Let's do the same thing to this. Right click, row height 5. Okay, perfect. So now when it is 1, we are using this. When it is 2, we are using this, right? So now we are on 1. So let's copy this as we did for this one. Let's copy it, come to the dashboard, select a cell, right? Not a sheep. Right click and then go to hover on paste special, paste as what? Link picture. So this is what we have here, right? Perfect. So see, it is too long. So you come here and then we will play with the height like this. So see, it has reflect here. So this is what we have. Do you see that? Now when you change to red, see this goes off, right? We are seeing this because we didn't cancel or we didn't turn off. Let's go to view. Let's turn off the grid lines, right? Now when you come here, you see we don't have anything here, right? But then we toggle, you see we have it back. When we toggle, we don't have anything. Now let's go and copy this red. Select the red, copy, come to dashboard, select any cell, not a sheep, a cell, over on paste special, and then paste link picture as this. So copy this or send this one here. So if you want them to be on the same line, come to shape from a picture format, align them to the bottom. You see that? Perfect. Yes, so this is what we have. So when you toggle, you see it. When you toggle, you see it. So this looks more professional, right? So we are not using Power BI, we are using Microsoft Excel. You see it. Yeah. So we have so many things that Excel has so many, features, right? Perfect. So now I'll do this. I'll duplicate this, bring this one here. I'll use this as the title. I'll say interview dashboard or sales dashboard, whatever name that you want to give to it, right? So let's play with the color. Okay, this is okay. Let's increase it. I think 20 is okay, right? Interview dashboard. So this is amazing. Perfect. So let's duplicate. Sorry. Let's duplicate this. Bring this one here. Reduce the size. Let's see. This is what our total revenue. Perfect. So let's make it small. Position it maybe somewhere here. Right. Duplicate it once more. Now when you come to the dashboard, okay, we can sum this revenue, right? So equal to sum, and we select all the numbers, Then this is what the total revenue that we have, right? So we can see total, sorry, revenue, right? Perfect. Let's hold it. Then when you come here, we can see this is what the maximum revenue. So we can see this is what, or we can see this is what the top revenue. Perfect. And then this is what the total revenue, right? So this top revenue, I think it should come down a little, something like this, right? So this top revenue, we are going to sum this, right? So sum this, close, enter. So this is what we have here, right? Then the total revenue, we are going to reference this. This should be total, right? Not top. Total revenue, right? So you can go this and make it italic, right? Perfect. So we are going to do the same thing. Copy, paste it here. Now this one becomes what? The bottom. So bottom revenue. So bottom revenue is what? Sum. Or we can just, if you have complex this thing and you don't want to do, write the formula again, you can write. You see, when we copied it here, it's now referencing this, right? Perfect. Now the total revenue, we are going to reference this again. Perfect. So let's bold, italic. Perfect. Now let's get the percentage, right? The percentage that the total and the top revenue is giving us. So it's very simple. It's equal to this divided by this. You see that? It's enter. So let's make sure it's in percentage, control 1, percentage, 2 decimal places. Okay. Do you see that? Perfect. So this one too is equal to this divided by this, enter. So copy this and then paste it on this. Do you see that? Perfect. So this is what we have, right? Perfect. Now, what else do you have to do? Now we can bring in the total revenue. Let's bring our formula bar like this. Come to dashboard. This total revenue, we are going to reference this total revenue, right? Perfect. So before that, let's change the family to Calibri body. Sorry, Calibri see body. Okay, this is going to be, shouldn't be bold. I think let's minimize it. 28 is not bad. So you see what we are doing here. Perfect. Now I will, okay, for that I would have to duplicate this one here, then send this one to the top. Perfect. Now I would say this should come here, so that I will reduce it and shift it back. Perfect. Now I can see that this is what maybe total revenue by breaking down by what sales representatives. Perfect. So let's make this one to be maybe, I think 14 is not bad. Oh yes, 14 is not bad at all. Perfect. So this is what we are doing, right? So it is left with what? The caption, right? It is left with the caption. So if you are still not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then turn on your notifications so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first person to see it. So when you like the video or when you subscribe to my channel, anytime you come to YouTube, you are going to see a lot of my videos or a lot of my tutorials. So please, can you do that? Then let's proceed. Perfect. All right, so the only thing left is the caption, right? The only thing left is the caption. Now, when you watch the completed, dashboard, right? The completed dashboard, whenever we select top sales, see the color changes and then the content changes to meet the top sales, right? When we select the bottom sales, the color changes and then the content also changes, right? So we are just summarizing what is happening on the dashboard here, right? Perfect. So we are going to do the same thing here. Now, watch, follow me closely, right? This is going to be very tedious, but then just follow me closely. What I'm going to write is a caption, right? So I'm going to say if the top bottom BTN, this one, right, is equal to 1, then if it is equal to 1, we are going to write a caption. So the caption is going to, we are going to use a test join function, and then the function where we are using, the function is a test join function, right? The argument is, the first one is what? The delimiter. Now the delimiter is going to be what? The space. So we bring in our double quote with a space in between, and then we are going to skip the ignore empty. So we are going to bring in a comma to skip it, right? Perfect. Now what we are going to say is if how do you call it? Let's okay, let's bring this one here. Sorry. Alright, so let me start. If the delimiter is what? Double quotes with a space in between and then comma again to skip that. So we are going to say if this person, right? So we are, it's not if, sorry, it's what? Emmanuel Asari, then we concatenate it with a comma, right? So with a comma, we bring a double quote, bring in the comma and then space and then the double quote again. When we are done, we concatenate it with Peter AJ. So we are going to see Peter AJ, comma, sorry, Richard Asari, Richmond Asari, comma, Peter AJ, Sarah, and Sarah Cranton, blah, 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 blah. You see it, yes. So that's what we are doing. So just follow me closely. We concatenate it with what? A double quote, and then comma, space, we close it, we concatenate it again with, now, you see, and we close it, we concatenate it, and Sarah Tinkering, we concatenate it, you bring in our, so the reason why you have to put it in a quotation mark is because it's a text string, right? Or it's a string, or it's a test. So anytime you are writing a function, a test in a function, you have to put it in what? In a double quote, right? So we are going to say they both generated we end it, and then we concatenate it. So the amount that generated, we are going to format it. So if you want to format, use what? The test function. Format, that is what? K13. So I think this one, right, comma. The format is going to be what? I think hash, comma, hash, close, double quote, close the close it with the bracket and then concatenate it. And then you say wait, or which accounts or accounted for, or I just account for. We concatenate it and then we bring in what? The percentage, right? So if you want to format it, you just bring test this, comma, bring in your double quote 0.0%. So 0.0 means the percentage, right? So we have one decimal place here, or it should be two. Okay, don't worry, let's put it at one decimal place. Close the double quote, close it with a bracket. Now we are still in what? Test 1. Concatenate with what? Of the overall revenue. So when I hit enter, you see what I'm trying to say, comma, with concatenate again. So end the with, concatenate it with, then we select what this person, concatenate it, they say, comma, being with Richmond Asari being ranked first among is it 12 or 13? Okay, they are 13, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so it's 13, right? I mistakenly wrote 12. Among the ranked first among the 13, sorry, sales reps, right? You close it and then you close it. You are saying if this is 1, then this should be the caption, right? Now, comma, if it is false, right? Watch here. So if it is true, this should be the caption, right? Perfect. Now, if it is false, what should be the caption? We have to write the same thing, right? You have to write the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and then if it is false, we are also going to see test join, right? Test join. Now, instead of we saying this is what J10, that's Richmond, we are going to move this to what Eunice. Do you see that? Now, when you come here, oh, okay. Oh, sorry. It should go back, right? Let's go back. Right, so this is J10. Now, this one, select this like this, and then bring it here. Oh, sorry. So this Eunice is what J20, right? So let's remove this. Let's say J20. See, J20 is being selected, right? Now this will be what J21, and then this will be so Dennis will be J22. Do you see that? Perfect. Generate. We don't want to write it again. That's why we are just copying it and then removing it like this. So this K14, right? This K14 should be this. So this one will be what? K24. So this is going to be K24. So you see this one will be selected. You see that? Perfect. So you have the formatting, which blah blah blah. So this K16 is targeting this, right? It's targeting the percentage. So we are just going to make sure it is what K26. See, now this is selected. Now if you want, you can rewrite it yourself, right? But then I don't want to write it. That's why I'm just doing it like this. Overall, blah blah blah, being J10. So who is J10? J10 is Richmond. But then this one, you are going to see J20, right? Being what units are there. So this is going to be 20. So units are there selected. Rank among the this one is going to be what? Being ranked. We are going to say being ranked 13th. Right, 13th. Sorry, 13th among the 13 sales reps. You see that? Perfect. So we are going to close the test, close it with bracket, close it again. Do you see that? And then hit enter. Now see what is happening here. Now, because this is 2, right? Because this is 2 means the bottom, right? So you see Eunice J, Ade, Emmanuel Ato, and Dennis Abuaji generated 22 million blah 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 as which accounts for, so the 22 million. If you want to bring the the dollar sign, you can do that. You can bring the dollar sign here. I think here, right? So this will be the dollar sign. Hit enter. Okay, it didn't come. Okay, this is for the top, right? So you can bring the dollar sign to here. Do you see that? Perfect. So when you hit enter, you see we now have the dollar sign, right? So units are there. Emmanuel Dennis generated this, which accounts for 11.6 percent of the overall revenue, with units are there being ranked 13th among the 13 sales reps. Do you see that? It means units are there is last, right? She had the lowest sales. Now, how do we then represent it? This on the dashboard. Now watch here. This is the trick I'm going to show you. Now you select this, right? Come to home and then you choose what? Wrap test. Do you see that? Wrap test, so that they will all be in the same column. So let's make it big like this. Do you see it? Perfect. So here, let's reduce it. Oh, sorry. This one should be reduced to something like this, right? So it should be centered like this. Okay, I want it to be like this. Do you see what we have here? So we can, make it something like this. Do you see it? Yes. So now let us use the color, a conditional formatting for the color. So if this is 2, sorry, if here is 2, here is 2, this should be red, right? Perfect. So we are using our normal color. So home, conditional formatting, new rule, then from formula, we are going to say if this, make sure you select this test, right? Sorry, select this. Say if we are saying this is equal to, if it is 1, then it means let's use the font should be what? Our color, this color. Do you see that? Perfect. You see okay, and then okay. Because this is 2, nothing happens. Now the same thing, you are saying new rule from formula, select this. If this equals 1, then our font should be, oh, okay, I think I mistakenly selected this for the 2. So we are going to, okay. So I think the colors are repeating, right? So let's check that. So if this is 2, let's manage rule. So if it is 2, edit true. If this is 2, then the color should be red. Do you see that? Perfect. Hit okay. So do you see that? Because this is 2, that's why we are getting this red. Do you see that? So when we change this to 1, we are going to get this color. Do you see it? Perfect. So how do we set it there? So because we want to make use of the color, but before that, let's make sure this is what in Calibri. Perfect. And then let's make it maybe something like this. Somewhere like this. I think it should be big. So do you see that? Perfect. Now we can copy, Control C, right? Come to form the dashboard. Select any cell. Mind you, it's a cell, right? And then paste as what? Link picture. Now because we want to maintain the color, that's why we did it like this. Now when I come here, I'm going to turn off the formula bar, sorry, the grid lines, right? So that you have no line around it. You see that? Perfect. So let's position it so perfect. So this is what we have, right? This is what we have. So when you change it to 2, do you see the color? When you change it to red, 1, you see this is what we have, right? Perfect. So now let me turn off the formula bar, and this is what we have, right? So when you present this to the interviewer, or you present this to the hiring manager, I bet you he or she is going to employ you, because just this data, they just gave us this 2 data, and see what we've been able to do, right? See what we've been able to turn this one into, right? So in this dashboard, I've shown you how to use the sum function, how to use the if function, how to use VLOOKUP, how to use the text function, how to use the test join function, how to use the large function, how to use the small function. Right, perfect. So I think about 7 or 8 functions you've seen how to use about 7 or 8 functions, right? And when it comes to the formatting, you've seen how to use conditional formatting, right? You've seen how to use the conditional formatting. So this is what we've been able to do. So when I change this, you see it is responding, right? When I change this, it is responding. So this is what we've been able to do. This is what you've been able to do. So please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please, I'm begging you to subscribe, like my video, and then share it to your friend. And also turn on your notification so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first person to see it, right? So that you learn and then you go together. So this is what we are summarizing, how we are summarizing our dashboard. You're saying Richmond Ansari, Peter Eji, and Sarah Tinkrine generated 74,399,395, which accounts for 39.3% of the overall revenue, which with Richmond Ansari being ranked first, right? So when you come here to when you come to bottom, see Unis blah 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 blah, with Unis being ranked as what, the 13th sales rep. So this is what we've been able to do. So please subscribe, like, and then turn on notification so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first person to see it. So thank you for watching, and then see you in my subsequent tutorials.